I'm Jay Jones.
I am PixelCast Sean.
And we are the Pixel Guys. Welcome to the very first ever PixelCast.
Inaugural PixelCast.
Very first, and we're here. We said we were going to do it years ago, and we finally did it.
Yep, and I only had to beat Jay down 5 times.
You did. So, what do we talk about in this show, Sean? What do we talk about?
Well, per your losing bet, I believe it was at WrestleMania, we're going to talk about, it was going to be Logan Paul, but we'll get to him eventually one day.
One of these days.
But right now we're going to talk about toxic YouTubers.
Oh, yes. There are a lot of them.
Yes, and I've selected three candidates for Jay to have a ragegasm about.
Okay. Well, before we do that, there's one other part of the bet that we have to fulfill. So, I lost the bet at, I believe it was WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble. I don't remember.
It was probably Rumble. Who knows? So,
Sean and I do wrestling bets. You should check that out over on thepixelguys.com, self-advertising. So, one of the bets was if I lose on the first episode of our podcast, we would play 2 minutes of absolute silence.
Oh, yeah. That was WrestleMania. It was.
So, this is a good chance for you to check how well you can fast forward 2 minutes. So, we're going to set the time, and you can use your phone.
It's right there.
Okay. We're going to hit a point, and we're going to stop for 2 minutes. We're going to say nothing for 2 minutes, and then we'll come back and actually do the podcast, because that's what we have to do. Starting now.
Click.
All right. I'm glad you all suffered through that as much as Sean and I did. Actually, I did, because I think he liked it.
It was fine. I was just sitting there watching this the timer go and sitting here in silence. It's like, you want to say something. You heard us moving around being as quiet as possible. Yep.
It's hard. It's
hard.
Very hard. All right. So, let's get into the topic that we're going to talk about today, which is toxic YouTubers.
Part 1.
Part 1.
All right, Jay.
Uh-oh.
How often are you in the YouTube family part of
Not
YouTube?
really. Not very much.
All right. Well, there's a YouTuber called Myka James Stauffer. Now, here, thanks to YouTuber 16 Leo for covering this story. That way I can get bits and pieces without having to watch the whole saga.
So it's a whole thing?
Yes. They adopted a child named Huxley from China. Mm-hmm. Huxley has severe autism. I would say moderate to severe autism. They monetized and sponsored the whole adoption journey and everything about getting him, raising him, and all that jazz. Like YouTubers do.
I think I remember this one.
Yeah. Now, great. They already had a biological son.
Right.
And they specifically wanted to adopt a son who was under 2 years or under. That way he would stay in the kind of the age range of their kids. Mm-hmm. He was he had nonverbal autism, so he communicated nonverbally. And
that's gotta hurt, you know.
Yeah. Man, it's hard to raise somebody that's kind of more moderate to severe autism.
Right.
And they warned him straight up that this was going to be a hard one. Mm-hmm. And they were planning on adopting another kid from Ethiopia, and they already had another bio kid, which would make them have 4 kids in total. Mm-hmm. They had, they were told not to adopt by their adoptive mom friends or whatever. Mm-hmm. The older kids, because they may be a victim of sexual abuse, and it will change the whole dynamics of their 2, 4, whatever kid age range. So they didn't want like a 2 and an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. Right. So they just wanted to like keep the dynamics short, and they didn't want to have to deal with if they were a victim of sexual abuse.
Yeah, I see that.
Are you ready for this, Jay?
Tell me.
They kept that kid a grand total of 3 years.
Okay.
He was rehomed after 3 years. They later privatized the videos of him, his adoption story, so they got the money, but then they privatized the videos.
So they basically profited off of that.
Yeah, well, of course, it's YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were warned about how it's difficult to be a parent of an autistic child. I know somebody who is a parent of an autistic child, and it's not walking apart. Like, it's a constant struggle every day. Mm-hmm. People only found out they rehomed their Chinese kid who's 5 at this point, who's nonverbal autism. They only found out he was rehomed when he just disappeared from social media. Like the Instagram, he just magically disappeared. And they're like, where is he at? And they're like, oh, we rehomed him. The major complaint was he wasn't smiling as much as other kids. He's autistic. That's not something you just do. Right. He'd also fight back, as autism kids do, like, especially if they're frustrated because they communicate non-verbally. Right. And so the parents, Myka and Jim, claimed there was also underlining things that they weren't told about when they adopted this child, which, they're going to tell you. It's not like it was something surprise.
Like, won't they tell you like anything that's happened in that child's past before you adopt them? Like, it shouldn't be a secret.
Yeah, unless it's a new medical thing. It's not a car. They're gonna
unless it's like something that happened right then and there, or like super recently.
Yeah, because it's not a car. They're gonna tell you what you're getting into. Like, this kid is in remission from cancer, or this kid is nonverbal autism, or this kid was a victim, or this kid has burn marks on them from a fire incident when they were a child. Right. Yeah, they're gonna tell you because you're gonna find out. They should know. Yeah, you're gonna find out eventually. Right. The kid was rehomed with a medical professional. Medical professionals said they were ill-equipped to deal with this. So they got 2 warnings. They got this kid that has autism, it's going to be hard, and the medical people they consulted with is like, yeah, you're not really suited for this, but they still went ahead.
So they were advised
not to
adopt them.
Not to adopt a nonverbal autism kid.
Like, this kid was like, you have to be mentally prepared to take care of this child.
Yeah, because And it wasn't like they had a hard time. Well, I'm sure they had hard times behind the scenes, but on YouTube, like, what they showed on YouTube is this kid's having good times. He's smiling with his family. But it's still, like, there were good days and bad days, so it's something you just have to factor in. He did, let's see. Oh, yeah, the reason they didn't tell anybody he was rehomed because they were protecting his privacy. There's quotes around his privacy there. Because this 5-year-old he needs to be protected from his privacy needs to be protected. That's why they didn't bother to tell anybody. They just rehomed their kid after 3 years. Let's see. He did end up at a, quote, better home. With an adopted...
Do we know?
Well, kind of. It's an adopted mom who's got more of a medical background.
That should have been taking care of him in the first place.
Yeah. So it's a more of a medical background person who probably knows more about how to take care of him. And hopefully he's changed his name because he's a Chinese kid named Huxley. Huxley. Go for it.
Cat interruption. Don't worry about it.
Alright, but since that kid, they had 2 more biological kids, so they still have 3 kids, all biological.
What?
They are currently in the court system due to all this, but yeah, they adopted a nonverbal autism kid, made money for 3 years, and then reowned him, kicked him out. You know
what the fuck? Like, oh my god! Like that's so they basically adopted this kid for profit.
Yeah, to be fair, they probably had the best intentions, but they just went against. But they were advised by professionals because they just wanted to have this perfect family of 1 biological, 1 adopted, 1 biological, 1 adopted. And so they were just blinders on, moving forward, and just didn't think about what it would take to raise a kid, an adopted kid, who has underlying issues like autism or whatever else they say he has. But yeah, it's weren't
so stupid.
Yeah, blinders on, pushing forward, ignoring everybody, and they just went ahead and adopted a kid and let it eat crow.
It's sad. It's really sad.
It really is.
You think about what that kid has had to go through.
Yeah.
Just to, think about what that kid has had to go through just to get to the point of their life where they think they're going to be with this family.
Right.
With this family for 3 years. I can't even imagine what it's like, to be adopted.
Right.
And then, you think you're going to be with this family for good.
Right.
And then, whoops, sorry.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I can't imagine it feels good to be like, hey, we got this family lined up. They want to be your parents. Everything's looking kosher. And then all of a sudden down the road, due to something you can't comprehend because you're too young to comprehend it, that, hey, I don't get to live here anymore. That's the icing on this cake that I forgot to put in there.
The thing about it is, and I'll tell you this much. Mm-hmm. Before you finish, you had the opportunity to know what was happening with this kid,
right, and
listen to the medical advice of these professionals. They're not going to sit there and tell you, oh, well, you can't adopt this kid because you just can't adopt this kid. You don't know what you're doing. If they're telling you and warning you that this might not be the child for you because he or she may not fit into your family dynamic,
right,
to your parenting skills,
yeah,
then fucking listen to the medical professional.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this is such a thing that, you sit there and look and go, well, he don't know what he's talking about. Ugh. Annoying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did write it down. I just skipped over it. They did it. They did I guess an interview after the fact, and they said it was Huxley wanted to leave.
How?
Exactly.
How?
He's 5 years old.
He's 5, nonverbal, on the spectrum. You really expect him to be like, Mommy, Daddy, I want to leave. I don't think I feel good here anymore. He's nonverbal. How the fuck does he know what is going to happen, what he wants to do at 5? Even if he was neurotypical, he would not know that.
Yeah.
Sorry. If you're at 5, regardless of what physical limitations you have, physical or mental limitations that you have, you are not mature enough to know that you want to leave this place. Even if they are bad parents,
right?
You still don't know that.
Yeah.
Like I can't verifiably sit here and try to reason some sort of way that they are correct in what they did.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, and I can tell you, Jay, I'm a pretty smart guy. You would say so?
Yes.
I'm not going to toot my own horn. I don't know exactly what my IQ is, but I can tell you I was a dumb kid at 5.
Yeah. We were.
I wasn't even in elementary school. I was late because I was born later in the year. So I wasn't even in elementary school. I know my parents tell me I wanted to go to elementary school because that's where my brothers went. But I can tell you I was dumb at 5.
Right.
So I don't even know what this kid communicated that he wants to leave.
What is this kid gonna say that the parents are like, you know what? He wants to leave. I get it. Let's rehome him. Like, wow.
Jay.
Wow.
Guess what race those parents are?
What?
Guess.
White?
Yeah, very much so.
Of course.
You know it's a very much a white person problem.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Not to get raised that I'm white, but I've seen the very...
And you know conservatives are going to listen to this podcast, and they're going to hear that part, and they're like, oh, those liberal left pixel guys. I'm like, shut up.
I'm pretty sure these parents probably are liberal, but they're more of that white privileged liberal where they think they're doing somebody a solid when they do something.
Right.
They want the credit and the back rubs, but
what
they don't want to put the hard work in.
What they did right there, saying that he wanted to leave, that's victim blaming. That is victim blaming.
Yeah, you're going to victim blame a 5-year-old.
Yeah, pretty much. Have they been deplatformed?
No, but they are currently being investigated by,
okay.
I assume, all the adoption agencies.
I would. Shit.
Yeah, because there wasn't
there has to be some sort of legal precedence.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you can't just take a kid, 3 years later, drop off a kid.
Yeah, that's just not how that works.
Unless that kid is, like, physically beating you or the other kids, they take that...
There has to be an extreme measure.
They take it seriously in the adoption agency. And I'm no expert on adoption. I have a coworker who is pretty much, he's adopted, been through this system, he does stories on it. I just know what he tells me, but I can tell you from what he's told me that they take it seriously.
Right.
Like, that's why you have to go through so many interviews to get a kid.
Right.
That's why they have to go through...
Absolutely.
Like, they tell you the medical problems, the social problems, where they're at socially, and they were working with him to get him more sociable and, I guess, school-wise, and, of course, since he's autistic, he isn't hitting all the marks because that's just how it is.
That's just how his brain is.
Yeah. He's going to be excelling in some parts, and other parts he's not going to excel at.
And like you said earlier, this ain't a car. Like, yeah, you can buy a used car off of the lot of, I don't know, a fucking Toyota dealership.
Right.
You may not know what had happened between the 3.5 years before it was sent to that used car lot, unless you get a Carfax report, and you have to hope that Carfax report is accurate.
Right.
Whereas with a child, they're gonna fucking tell you.
Yeah, because they're gonna examine the child. They're gonna medically examine the child. They're gonna tell you what's up. They're gonna ask you how you find it, what's your plan of action. They're gonna look at how your
Yeah.
How your home life is. They're probably going to do social worker visits where they visit you every once in a while to see how you are parenting this child.
Yeah.
It's not like some one and done, you got a brand new child. No, this
Yeah.
is like they had to wait a whole year to get this child. So technically, he was in the system for 4 years before he was rehomed because they had to wait a year for him to get to America from China. But yeah, it's not like you can just go in,
Right.
I want a Chinese baby and leave with a Chinese baby. No, as you go in, I want a Chinese baby. All right, well, what's your criminal background? How much?
They have
What's
to
your
know
history?
what your background
Yeah.
is on top of what you need to know about that child.
Yeah, think about it as like getting a credit card or a house or a loan plus more.
Yeah.
It's a whole extensive background, and granted, some agencies are not thorough, and that's why we have some abuse of the adoption agency. But some are pretty thorough, and especially if you're putting it on a major platform, YouTube, with so many million people watching you.
That's the problem with these big YouTubers.
But yeah, but that is the story of Huxley Stauffer.
Fuck those parents.
Exactly. All right, here a little palate cleanser for you, Jay.
Okay.
All right, this is thank you to the researcher Drew Gooden, also another YouTuber, and he's a former Vine guy. He's
a what?
He used to do Vines.
Ah.
Road work ahead. Yeah, I hope so. That's him.
Oh, okay.
He makes YouTube videos and he's pretty good at them. So big ups to him.
We'll work ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yep. All right. It's another family.
Uh-oh.
But it's on the flip side of the coin.
Tell me.
All right, this is the Ace family. Have you heard of the Ace family?
Yes.
All right.
Like, I've heard bits and pieces, but I know they exist.
Yeah. I didn't know they existed, but since I watched some of this, now I run into them every once in a while. It's never good things when I see them.
Whenever you hear, oh, it's the Ace family. Ah, shit.
All right. All right, Jay. Let's say you bought a brand new home.
Yes. Brand new home.
Brand new home.
Freshly constructed.
Freshly constructed.
Okay.
All right, we have the Ace family, which is Austin, his wife, and he has 2 little girls.
Mm-hmm.
Or soon 2 kids.
Assuming.
I know the 2 kids, I just don't know the genders. I know one's a girl. So I'm going to assume 2 girls. But he has they're building a brand new multi-million-dollar mansion.
Oh my god.
They have a clickbait title. It's "You Won't Believe What Happened," and there's a giant backhoe in it, and it's like digging up dirt on their yard. $1 million, Jay. What is the 4 minutes of that video about?
Oh, digging up something that they didn't know was there?
Their grass hasn't come in yet.
You fucking serious?
Yep.
For 4 minutes, I've been clickbaited to watch someone. Oh, our grass hasn't come in yet.
They're debating if they want to move in before their grass and trees show up for their landscape, or want to wait till their grass and trees show up after the fact. And they're not moving from like their projects or like a little shanty house,
right,
or a shotgun house to this $1 million mansion. They're moving from a smaller mansion to this bigger mansion, and they're debating for 4 minutes like it's life or death. Should we move in before our grass gets here?
That's stupid. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
As I say, quote here, rich people problems.
Fucking dumbasses.
Yeah, like I told you, they're not moving from a crap hole. They're moving from mansion
to mansion.
I think this is their 3rd mansion.
Why?
So they went from a mansion to
a mansion
to another building a mansion. Or at least at the time the video was posted. Then I'm sure they're in it by now.
Fucking gotta be kidding me.
But they're acting like the last house is like run down and depleted, and it's not.
Are you kidding me?
They also cut another video about their their guys put the wrong tile in their, I guess, their living room. So
Seriously?
So they had to retile the living room.
How long was that video?
I think it was about 4. Well, they're all like 10-minute videos, but I think it was like a different part of another video.
So you wasted.
Well, this mansion is probably about the size of, I would say, a good office, like a good bank size.
Really?
Yeah. So of course they're gonna have some issues every once in a while.
Oh no, the wrong tile came in. It's tile. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, grass didn't come in? Eh.
So yeah. So another video about the tile. Of course, they've been doxxed many a times because they keep showing off the front of their house.
Dumbasses.
And obviously, they live out in L.A. So.
Oh, well, you fucked up already.
Yeah. That's why it's probably costing so much.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They also are like, man, like, we got some tragic news about the house. We're going to go over there now. And then they'll like do a merch push in the middle of that tragic news.
Then it's not tragic. It's not tragic. If you're telling me something is tragic, the last thing I need to hear, very next line is, by the way, go online to our merch store and get this cool stuff. It's not tragic. It's a fucking waste of time. That video is automatically a fucking waste of time.
Yep. And then, let's see. They also complained about not having a shortcut from their gym to their bedroom in their last house. They had to walk down these stairs, walk a couple yards,
God,
and then go into their bedroom. But now in their new place, they have a straight line from the gym to their bedroom.
Oh my God. After a hard day of exercising, how dare I walk an extra few steps just to get to the bedroom? You fucking kidding me? I wish there was a gym in my home. I'd probably be less fat.
Yep.
I mean, come on. If I could put in the dictionary, in the Oxford English Dictionary or Webster's Dictionary, define me what first world problems are, I would put every single one of these videos there.
You know what's a first world problem?
What's that?
Having an infinity pool and being surprised how long it is. For those of you who don't know what an infinity pool is, it's the flat pools that you see in the backyard of mainly a lot of Hollywood mansions.
Yeah, like those ones that look over like...
Yeah, they look like they're waterfalls.
Yeah.
They have no lifted edges, so it just kind of looks like it just goes into a waterfall. That's what an infinity pool is. Theirs makes an L shape, and they're like, why is this so long?
Motherfucker, be lucky you got a fucking pool. Fucker, I don't even know how to swim well. Don't fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I think he swam from one side to the other, underwater from one side to the other, and he's like, man, I was right out of breath how long this thing is. I was like, well, yeah.
Shut up, it's exercise.
It's an infinity pool. What were you expecting? The infinity's in the title there.
I just didn't know if you knew that. But just want to let you know what a fucking infinity pool is. Fucking kidding me?
Right. Now I got you all worked up. Austin the dad.
Mm-hmm.
He had a recent boxing pay-per-view where he went against TikTok stars.
Oh, yeah. Those stupid things.
And then he thought, the way he sold it is, with these TikTok people and him, there would be enough millions of people to buy this pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
But all their views are from kids.
Oh.
And it's like a $50 pay-per-view. Jay, I want you to go into your child self.
Yes.
You're 12.
Yes.
You're living in, I assume, Caldwell or Calvert at the time?
12? I was here in Bryan.
Or you're in Bryan.
Yes.
You go up to your mom.
Yes.
You ask her for $50, let's say 30 and 90s 2000 money.
Right.
$30 to watch your favorite sitcom star fight another sitcom star on a pay-per-view in a boxing match. How do you think that's going to go for you?
My mom, I'm kidding you not, my mom would look at me dead in the eye and say, "Oh, hell no."
I imagine that's what a lot of these kids gave, because I think they fell short because they...
What were they projecting?
I think they were projecting up 1 million plus with all their combined subscribers and views. They thought a million of their viewers who are 11 to 16 year olds would buy a $50 pay-per-view of boxing with the money they don't have because they're 11.
No. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I would much rather, Sean, I would much rather see Kevin Owens stun Logan Paul on repeat for 2 hours.
Yeah. Well,
like,
you can also sell that for free.
Right.
Yeah, like, you're not expecting, let's say the viewership of this podcast are 11-year-olds or 12-year-olds. We're not going to expect them to buy a $50 pay-per-view to have us fight.
Right.
Or fight somebody else. Because,
right.
Especially because boxing is inherently violent.
Yes.
And a lot of the TV ratings for boxing and such is TV 14 and above.
Right.
Which kind of puts half your viewership out because they're not 14. And
like,
any parents gonna
even
look
with WWE, like, yeah, they have TV PG, but like still,
it took them a while to get that TV PG.
Yeah.
Like this is a first out the gate boxing event.
Yeah. That's TV 14 easy.
Yeah. But you don't know.
And somehow you got the TVY7 crowd.
Yeah. So it's like, what were you expecting was going to happen?
Exactly.
But they're like, all these people are going to watch this, and then like nobody showed up, and now they're in trouble with their backers because they're like, where's all these views that you said, all these pay-per-view buys you said were going to happen, or the in-house attendance.
Right.
But like I said, they failed to...
Miserably.
They failed to recognize that their audience base doesn't have the means to go see that.
Oh my God. So stupid.
They also claim to be authority at building a house from square one. Like nobody's ever done that before.
Yeah.
My brother's built his house twice now. I can tell you he's an authority on building a house from square one, not some guy who just hires people. My brother at least was a ball.
He puts... Like your brother actually busts his ass.
He put in his own toilet and sink because he knows that, in his own wiring in his farm now, because those are trades he's learned.
Those things he actually learned.
Yeah.
Fuck the Ace family. Useless fuckers.
Oh, it gets better.
Uh-oh.
They've had some shady charity events. I think one where he gave less amount than what he promised. I can't quote you numbers here. And another one where they had a whole charity thing and his friend ended up winning the money, and I think his friend was like, fuck them kids.
Wow.
But as I just said, it probably wasn't for much.
No, probably not.
And here's one that's going to irk you the most, Jay. He has 1 million views and 1 million subs. Where do you think he points at for the subscribe button?
The wrong direction. Up. What the fuck?
Up and to the left, but right if he's in selfie mode. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
But he's always pointing up at the top of the screen for the subscribe button.
Hey guys, click on the YouTube home button right there, or click on your profile. Go ahead, click on that. Even though the subscribe button's directly below you and to the right 85% of the time.
I would guarantee almost 90.
Yeah. Like, unless you are like sitting like somehow in full screen, or like you're on the phone and it's full screen, you can't. Come on. Come on.
I watch YouTube on my phone a lot in full screen. It's usually still on the bottom right.
Like, come on.
Even
Oh.
even in the PlayStation mode of YouTube,
Yeah.
when you go to the page, it's in the top right. It's not even on the top left. It's on the top right to subscribe.
It's gonna be on the right hand side.
So
No matter where.
so pointing to the left does you no good.
Dumbass. Fucking dumbass.
All right.
Dumbest.
Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Is your heart pumping now?
Yes.
Are you okay? Are you
I'm fine.
clear for this?
I'm fine. I'm fine. This is not even full rage mode.
All right. Have you heard of DSP, DarkSydePhil?
No, I have not.
You're about to go on a full-on journey.
Oh no.
This is thanks to r/DSP discussions and what he aptly describes as the detractor community.
Detractor?
Yes. I guess to throw him off track.
Oh, okay.
I assume that's what that means.
Sure.
He has been on YouTube for 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Twitch streamer formerly from 2016 to 2021.
Mm-hmm.
He's placed 4th in Evo which is the fighting competition, the major fighting one where they have a bunch of Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Tekken. It's all about fighting. He placed 4th. He was the top American competitor. I think it was like 2005 or something. Don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was with a Super Street Fighter Turbo, which may have been the bugged version.
The bug version?
It was like a bad because usually these tournaments and like competitions have their own style. You don't play the original game. You play
like a modified
version of the game. Like you wouldn't be playing Saints Row 4. You'd be playing Saints Row 4 competitive version, which has some things taken out, some things added in, just for the competition's sake, just so they know.
Right.
And apparently the one they made for this tournament, the Super Street Fighter one, was not that great. It was like a bad conversion. So, for people who don't know, when you go play competitive games, you don't play the
original.
You don't play the original console version. You get a new updated. You get an updated version, which may or may not play in your favor.
Right.
So keep that in mind. All right. All right. Here we go. You ready? All right. 90% of his income comes from tips on PayPal and Twitch, or Twitch, because he's not really like an influencer. He doesn't get like sponsored stuff.
Like he doesn't get like sponsored ads and whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't get those. It's just mainly like the YouTube super chats or the Twitch partnership and tips from that. He was kicked off his Twitch partnership, not his Twitch, for hateful slurs. Claims has never said them, but he's regularly used the F word for gays and the mentally challenged slur.
Oh, no.
And not like years ago.
Recently.
Well, pretty regularly.
No.
Well, yeah, he'd be like, well, I don't want to quote him, but he'd be like, oh, those people over there.
F and R word.
Those people over there are kind of and like, man, you're so stupid, you're blah, 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 and stuff like that.
Like, he would, go hard into them.
Yeah, he would drop them like nothing, and I guess in his head, hateful speech is like calling you the N-word, or calling me Mick, because I'm Irish.
Mick?
It's a racial epithet.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's short from Michael, because a lot of Irish people are called Michael because of Catholicism.
Okay.
So he wanted to offend an Irish person, you would call them a Mick.
Okay. Did not, as the more you know.
Yeah. But he thought like racial epithets was hateful speech, not saying somebody is a bundle of sticks or a cigarette, a British cigarette. Right. Or somebody.
Bundle of sticks. I love it.
Well, which is what that's called.
Yeah.
Right. After all that, he refuses to stream until he gets a formal apology from Twitch for his false removal. I can give you two guesses on how that's going.
Not well.
Yep. Like I said, he was not removed from Twitch, so he can still stream.
But he's not in the partner program.
Yeah, he's out of the partner program, so no bits, no
nothing.
No cheers, no that. He just regular ass Twitch.
Oh my god.
He has a group of mods and all that to kind of help him with the chats.
Right.
He doxed a long-time viewer after being banned, and he bans people pretty regularly. Because just if you have a different opinion or if you're starting an argument, he'll just ban you and blah blah blah. He doxed this person because they sent a driver's license that kind of showed that that's them and not a troll. He was like, "Hey, this is me. Here's my driver's license." He proceeded to send his mods the same driver's license that didn't censor any additional information out. So full name,
everything,
full name, age, address, driver's license number, classes, and all that. And then the Discord where they chat got leaked.
What the fuck?
So that one guy just got doxed everywhere.
Yeah.
And basically. Basically, he also tells people all the times, save you from me, to make, if you tip on PayPal, do it through a burner account, that way your personal information's not out there, because a lot of people are like, well, because if you tip through PayPal, your real name, your email pops up on their side. So he's told people to make burner accounts so that information doesn't get to him, so he won't get you in trouble.
So wow.
So he put the responsibility on the people.
Wow. Okay.
He regularly makes fun of his fans and his trolls, and then he'll turn around and he'll beg them for tips. And you're gonna see a theme coming up here. All right. He has a tip goal from $100 to about $200 per stream. He streams twice a day, 6 days a week. $50 will get you, I think it's some sunglasses with a yellow tint for video gaming. $100 will get you a vest. $150 tip goal will get you a cowboy hat with all the glasses and the vest. And he has many different vests, which we won't get into. But yeah, he does this, so he makes $200 to $400 on his good days. Stream $200 to $400 a day, streaming 6 days a week. Then he gets his super chats, and then formerly hits bits and cheers from Twitch. He also has a Patreon, which is about $400 every month. So roughly, they average that out. He makes about $10,000 a month.
God damn.
But
damn.
But he always has a big bill due weekly or daily, depending on how you look at it. Because he's like, I need this to pay my water, my electricity, or my mortgage, or I got the car.
Fucking bullshit.
Or the car payment's due today. And so he's making $10,000 a month. Here's where it gets fun.
Okay.
He may be addicted to the mobile gacha game WWE Champions. Are you familiar with the WWE Champions?
I think I played it a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the Bejeweled.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
With the match on the top.
Yeah, it's like match 3 with wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what you probably didn't have to get into, and God, I hope you didn't get into this.
Oh no, I didn't. I don't even have it on my phone.
Yeah, well, there's to play this to the extent to get high in level. There's a $20 $20 a month playing fee.
Of course, there is.
Not even competitive, just to get in the higher tiers to get the good stuff. Then to be a VIP, there's a $99 per month.
The fuck.
So we're already looking at $120 in the hole.
Yeah.
And that's just on the month. They calculated he spent about, this is about 2021, 2020, depending on when they rounded this out, but they calculated he spent over $40,000 in in-game purchases.
What the fuck?
To get...
For 40,000?
Yeah, because they have loot crates to get certain cards, to certain wrestlers.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen you only have so many wrestlers here, but to get your Hulk Hogan's and your bless you,
Thank you.
Your Hulk Hogan's and your Warriors and
Yeah.
your Stings, you have to go in the upper tier things, and that means you have to like throw down money because
You gotta be kidding.
that's why they call it a gotcha game, because it's like the gumball thing
Yeah.
where you put the quarter in, you spin it and see what happens, like a real loot crate.
Oh my God.
They guesstimated he spent about $40,000 on that.
Wow.
And that was that was capped off about a year ago. It's probably upwards to, some calculated it's about $80,000.
What? What? Yeah.
Because he's still playing it, and people keep finding his profile account, because sometimes it's attached to his Discord, which has the same little hashtag number.
Mm-hmm.
They found out his Discord was tied to this account, and they keep finding an account. So people have been...
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, because he's in like the top 20 of the players of WWE Champions.
Of course he is.
I think he was 11 at one time. He also declared bankruptcy, not surprisingly.
He
Not the chapter 11, but I think it was the lower tier chapter where you wipe away credit card debt to the tune of, take a breath,
okay.
deep breath in, $100,000.
What the fuck?
100K
100,000.
in credit cards. Just credit cards.
Just credit cards?
Just credit cards.
Jesus Christ. I have half that in student loan debt.
Yeah. It's your student loan debt, probably my debt, and probably your credit card debt. All put together, we probably still wouldn't hit it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think some of that is from when he tried to go to the Evo. A lot of it's like over time, Evo, and then some of it's probably just bad spending habits and all that. Yeah, and like I said, when people could express concerns about like him doxing them, like through the PayPal information or anything, he'll just ban them, because he'll just ban anybody who isn't giving him a good time on the stream. And I'm jumping over a lot of problems that DSP has.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to narrow it down to a format where it won't take all night.
We're narrowing down some of the bigger ones.
Yeah, I'm hitting on the good stuff to get y'all hooked in. That way we can come back to the subject if you want.
Yeah.
He held many stream marathons, which depend on your definition of what a stream marathon is.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Jay, define a stream marathon. If you were to hold a stream marathon tomorrow for whatever cause you want, or to raise whatever tip goal you want, how long would you be playing?
Games. Whatever.
But how long?
Probably about 12, 24 hours.
All right.
If you could really push it.
I think the most he's done is 10. And that's with a couple hours of... I got to break down here, so we'll get into that here. But he's done many of these stream marathons. Once he had a tip goal of $1,000, just reveal a secret. You know what that secret was, Jay?
What was the secret?
It was a cat named Jasper. He adopted a cat months before, and
no one knew.
Well, the people knew. They were guessing it on his chat.
So they were guessing his name.
Well, they didn't know the cat's name, but they knew he adopted a cat. And so he was like, after $1,000, I'll let you in on this secret. And like, none of y'all know what this is. None of y'all got it right. And they're all like, it's a cat. It's an animal. It's a pet. Some of them were like, oh, he's married, by the way. But we'll get in that here in a second.
Okay.
Because I didn't have it on there, but we'll jump into that whole fiasco too. But they thought his wife was pregnant and all that, and all these guesses, and it was like, oh, none of y'all got it wrong. I have a cat. It was the first answer out the gate. And you had to pay
Congratulations!
You had to pay $1,000 to get it.
So someone had to pay $1,000, or his goal was $1,000?
His goal was $1,000, but he did get $1,000 tip after he hit his goal.
What the fuck?
So technically $2,000 to reveal this cat.
I feel sorry for the dumbass who did that.
Well, it's fans, which that's a whole nother deep dive we're not even going to get into.
Right.
We do not have time for his fans.
Oh my god.
His hardcore fans. Let's see. Oh yeah. He also had another secret day after $1,000 one.
Uh-oh. Tell me.
It was a brand new donated quote, donated Xbox Series S new in the box sent by a fan, quote.
Yeah.
Still in the
box.
Still in the silicone wrapper around the box.
Still in the packaging.
Yeah, still in the packaging because the fan, quote, didn't realize that you can use the Game Pass on PC, so they bought this whole new Xbox Series. This is the story. And so they're like, oh, I'm not going to use this Xbox Series, so I'm just going to donate it to DSP. Forgot the address, shipped it out there.
Yeah.
Sight unseen.
Yeah. I paid $1,000 to open up this thing that actually cost like $300.
Yeah, which he got. Well, he claims he got for free.
It was donated to him.
There's some very good speculation that he just bought an Xbox.
Probably. I would believe that.
Well, you make $10,000 a month.
Shit. Dude, I'd be saving up some of that shit.
Well, that's his problem. He doesn't.
And you know how bad my spending habits were in the past.
I know about my spending habits are now sometimes.
Right.
If I had $10,000 a month, I wouldn't have any stress.
Right.
Yeah, I could paid off most of my. I paid off like a credit card each month. Like,
right.
Like here.
Yes.
I'm out of debt. I'm out of debt. Now I don't have any debt anymore.
Dude, your credit score would have been like 8 something.
Yeah, it would have shot through the roof. He's also held streams, and these are just random numbers. No, like, hidden surprises at this.
Mm-hmm.
He's held streams for $3,000, $5,000, and $150,000 to pay off taxes or mortgages.
150?
1,250.
Okay.
Sorry.
Whew.
Not $150,000, to be clear.
Still a lot.
Yeah, $1,250.
$1,250.
Yeah, $1,250.
That is stupid.
I don't think any of these actually hit their goal.
Of course they didn't.
But yet he still lives at his current condo. No electricity still on. Water still runs. He's still eating. He's not starving to death. So
right.
it's not like he's just been kicked out of his house by now.
Right. Where does he even live?
He lives in the Seattle area.
Oh, well.
Washington area. He lives in the Washington state. And the only reason he moved there is because, I guess, he wouldn't have to pay business taxes, which I think he probably understood at one point. He doesn't have to pay federal taxes, which you still have to pay federal taxes.
Yeah, last I checked, the IRS will still look at you and go, "Hey, buddy,
yeah,
did you pay tax? Did you do that? Did you pay taxes? Did you do that?"
Yeah. So, all right. Here's the kind of a breakdown of how streams go. I think he had one that was about 9 hours. He has a pre-stream, which is...
A pre-stream?
Yeah, which is before he starts streaming the video games, where he sits there, he talks. This time he talked for 2 hours with people on his chat, and just about his life. And I think his previous one, which was last Saturday, he spent about 2.5 hours talking to people on the chat.
So he did a just chatting stream.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, it's just him and his little slates that go on that say where his social medias are and his art. So it's just him, these slates to fill camera time if he needs it. And that's it. There's no video game playing going. It's just him on the camera and these slates and then the chat. Yeah. He's been told to narrow that down and people watch more because whenever I go on the air, we go straight into the game. Yeah. Which I even if you have I think right now on YouTube he has at least 200 and 70 super chatters, like super subscriber fans, whatever,
Wow.
who come in on his chat.
Right.
Well, not all of them.
Members.
Yeah, members. He has 270 members. Not all of them show up in the chat, but that's a whole other story for another day.
Right.
But say, even if you had 270 people, your members showing up in your chat, I can still see maybe killing an hour, kind of like. But he streams every 6 days a week. It's not like we missed any big events. Like, if you did this once a week, yeah, you can take some time.
Once a week, I could see that.
You can take some time before the show, before you're streaming, and like, hey, catch people up in their life, ask them how they are. But no, this is 2+ hours
of him just yakking
at their streams, which also have an hour or two.
Yeah.
Then between his pre-stream and the stream, he uses the bathroom. And not like, I'm going to go pee and come back in 2 minutes. Like floppy bathroom for like 30 minutes or so. 20 to 30 minutes, I guess, the usual etiquette for a bathroom break. His stream is still going, by the way. It's not like he paused it.
So does he even have like any filler or like some sort of like...
Those slates I told you about.
Just the slates?
Yeah, no music, no
nothing.
It's just dead air and those
Oh my
slates.
God, you fucking dumbass. I've at least tried to add like will return soon something, or
Yeah, and granted,
something.
I haven't personally seen these streams, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say he has like a bathroom break sign. Something. He will be right back. I will give him a benefit of that, and maybe he has that. But from what I could tell, I don't think he does. But I will give him the benefit of the doubt. And then, like, he'll spend his time customizing his character. He'll BS with the super chats, update his tip goals, because he has a little bar at the top that says how many members he has, the last biggest tip, and then the tip goal, like, we have $7 out of 150, and so he updates those on the top. He has his top bar, and he updates those. So every once in a while, he'll have to stop to update them. Yeah, so he took an hour to like customize his character, and then I think he was playing the Mass Effect 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I've not played that yet.
Yeah. It's good. It's good from what I hear. I just haven't sat down and played the Eater.
Right.
Yeah. But he'll customize his character, and he'll be his first mission. Then he'll go like pee and then come back.
Oh my God.
Do some more stuff. Pee.
Come back. God damn.
And then he'll be like, all right, well, we're going to take a 20-minute break as I go eat some food.
Dude, I eat on stream. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Probably not the most interesting thing, but still.
Yeah. He does eat on stream as of recently, because recently he's done I told you about the almost 3 hours of talking. Recently he did he tasted Five Guys burgers and Sonic burgers on his stream, because one of his things in his old YouTube days is he would try fast food meals, and it'd be called DSP tries it, and so he would try these foods delivered to his house, and so he would eat. He basically mukbangs burgers now.
Oh yeah,
on
like
his
those
stream.
mukbangs. I hate those.
He's starting to do that on streams now.
Oh my
Instead
God.
of just disappearing for 20 minutes, he'll just eat right in front of you.
Yeah.
And his camera's like
staring right in his face.
Yeah, right here. It's not like you get a big wide shot. It's like right mid-chest face.
Like, at least when I eat, like on Jacob's Live Saturday night, like I'll be like, here, let's watch this and talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Which would be admirable.
Like, come on, man.
All right, before we get into his relationship status, this last little tidbit.
Okay.
You know what he's most famous for?
What is he most famous for?
Masturbating on his live stream.
Come on.
Like I said, the camera's not where you can see anything.
but still.
But you can see,
like, you can have a good guess of, yeah, that's that. He's jacking off.
Yeah,
he's jacking off.
His arms moving. He's looking back. And
yeah, he's definitely.
He's enjoying himself and all
Yep.
that jazz. He's like,
Yep.
You can tell what's going on here.
The worst that I do, Sean, is fall asleep
Yeah.
on stream, which is quite hilarious.
Yeah, and you're not the only one. I've heard other people do that.
You know, it's like, come on.
Granted,
Like,
when if you do get a Twitch partnership, I'm not sure if you do or not.
they don't allow that?
Well, I guess they frown upon because sometimes they'll slap you on the wrist if you're sleeping on your stream.
Yeah, I get that. But, like, just as far as I've heard from just that point right there,
Right.
wow.
Yep.
This guy is an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, he's begging for money when he already has a lot.
Sure.
He's using said money to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on a game.
Yeah.
Sean, the most I've spent on in the span of a year is $100 on one game.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me with this shit.
Yeah. I think the most I've ever spent on one video game was the Spider-Man game with the DLCs. And I had to pay, I think it was an extra $10 and $20 for the additional DLC stuff.
Yeah.
Because I wanted more to my video game because it's a big expansive game as it is. I just wanted a couple more stories on there.
Like, when I bought Gran Turismo Sport,
Right.
I knew I was gonna play it.
Yeah.
And so I bought the expansions, I bought everything.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm gonna do that to every single game.
Right.
Which, speaking of, when Gran Turismo 7 releases, we're bringing back the Pixel Grand Tour. I've been slacking on that. We're bringing it back.
All right.
Hopefully soon.
All right.
But, like, I don't even set goals anymore on my Twitch channel.
Yeah.
I don't set it on YouTube. I don't care. When we stream, whenever I'm streaming, we do it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
If we make money, awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of
If you and I became famous,
Right.
and we made money off of this shit, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point of, like, most streamers are supposed to have fun because when you have to do it like a job, that's when it stops becoming fun. So, yeah. But he's doing a job now he doesn't particularly like because it's like a job for him now.
Yeah, and then, you know, begging for money like that is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I did a 12-hour stream by accident.
Fair enough.
Like, I did another 10-hour stream just because I could.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do this I don't do this to ask for money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm lucky to be at a job right now where I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm okay. You know?
Right.
I don't beg for anything. If I'm gonna get something, I'll earn it.
Right.
You know? If people wanna send me money, great. Like, I'm not gonna make you do it.
Fair enough.
I think that's stupid. Like, and if you make streaming your career, I get it. You know? Like, I've seen full-time streamers, but the thing is, they give you quality entertainment. They give you, you know, their talents, their abilities to do all this stuff. Like, they're not just sitting there just like, alright, let's go play this game. Alright, here we go. Uh-oh, I lost. You know?
Yeah.
Like, show me something.
Yeah. Well, to his credit, most of the people watch him because he gets all raging, and he is, I guess, he is lively about it, about his gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
He's also not that good.
He's bad.
Yeah.
How bad is he?
Well, some games he's good at, some games he's bad at, but a lot of them, like sometimes he's playing it up for the camera, but sometimes he's dumb.
He's dumb?
Yeah, like, he couldn't... Puzzle pieces not going together. Puzzle pieces ain't going together on those.
Oh my god. I love it.
I think I recently saw him. He played on the game Bully from Rockstar.
Right, yeah, I remember that one.
Where you play a high school kid. He was doing the Jamar places subject. Like countries and all that.
Oh, okay.
Say the word for me. I don't remember. Not geography. Now I feel.
Are you talking about the main character?
No, just like the subject of countries and where they are, and no sense of a map. Like
geography.
Thank you, geography. I could not think of that word. Yes. Like he was doing the geography because in the game,
like you doing quiz or whatever.
Yeah, because in the game you have to go to like real classes and they give you like pop quiz.
Oh, okay.
Like activities.
Right.
And he was in a geography class, and basically they give you these flags and you have to point them at what country.
Like whatever country it's in.
And it's not like the
most obscure ones.
Yeah, he did do some. He did get to the puzzle where it's the most obscure ones, like. Where's Kazakhstan? And, yeah, but like one of them was like he knew Italy because it was the boot, but he couldn't figure out where Spain was.
Oh my god, this is not hard.
Yeah,
it isn't.
Yeah, and you know Spain's flag. It's distinguishable.
Yeah, it's yellow. It's red, yellow, red.
Yeah, it's got the two red bars and the big yellow thing with a line in there.
Right.
And then he didn't know where Greece was, which is the blue stripes of the cross, which is right there by Italy.
Yes.
I think he was having trouble with Germany, and then
come on,
when they did go to the Asia part, he knew where China was.
If you don't know where China is,
he's not that
worry about you.
But he did have trouble with India, and on the map.
Fucking serious?
And on the map on the game, it does have a Taj Mahal. A little Taj Mahal.
Come on.
There's like a little Taj Mahal picture in the inside the borders of India.
Come on.
And it took him a couple of seconds.
Come on.
Like I don't know, like and I think he accidentally got it right.
Someone tell me point to India on the map and I can go there.
Yeah.
In a second. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. It's
like
it's not like he had to like point out where, and we're looking at a globe for reference off camera. Like there's Pakistan and Afghanistan. It's not like like you had to know where those flags are, and you're like, that's that. Like I can get that, but it's like, and he knew where Japan was, but he's like,
thank God.
He's like, where's Korea? Right there by Japan.
Right. It's literally across the sea from Japan.
It hasn't moved in almost all the time.
Yeah. I don't think it's moved ever.
Yeah, and I can get that he didn't know where Indonesia was or the Philippines. But I was like, it's Korea and India.
Come on.
It's like,
come on.
As much as Korea has been in the news and it's been on people's brains since the 50s, since we were at war with them, you kind of have to know what the shape is, or at least in proximity where it is.
Come on.
But yeah, so it took a second or two to get the old gears firing off there.
Oh my God, I just
like I guess.
Well, come on.
Sometimes he plays it up for the cameras, but sometimes he's just dumb.
Like, come on, man. How do you... I don't even know, man. But this guy just seems like... Going back to the earlier part, right. Like, how he, like, his rages.
Right.
Sean, you know how I rage.
Yeah.
It is nowhere near what this guy has done.
Nope. Yeah, nowhere near, because you at least finish games. He'll rage quit on occasion.
Yeah.
But he'll claim he didn't rage quit.
Like, I'll get, like, ragey and then move on.
Yeah.
He just like, fuck this game, fuck life, fuck all of it, good night.
Yeah, sometimes.
You know?
Yeah. He's like, sometimes he's like, oh, that's the end of that.
Like, come on, man. Like, and then he calls people the FA word and calling them retarded. I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah. And he just doesn't see that as hateful speech.
The fact that you don't think that that's hateful speech means that you are absolutely okay with, like, and maybe he isn't, but you are okay with that type of homophobia. Like, if you're going to use the FA word,
right?
Like, come on. Yeah. You know that's bad.
Yeah, and it's not like, some of that's, like, I guess regional, well, not to say it's all regional. It is regional, but, like, in Boston, you don't get, that isn't frowned upon as much because it kind of like, this becomes part of the lingo as, like, if we say y'all. New Yorkers say use. Bostonites just use bundle of sticks. Yeah. It's just kind of just how it is when you're in that regional growing up. But he's not from Boston. He's from Connecticut originally. Oh. He's also 39-year-old white male, which I forgot to mention.
Of course he is.
But yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, I remember, and this is, there's a video on this over on J. Jones Live Studios, where there was a player that we played with for a while, and like, my tipping point was where he was like, oh, you're full on retarded. And I was just like, I can't have that. Yeah. So right after that game, I kicked him out. The reason I did that was Kathleen was on that stream. Right. And she has a son on the spectrum. Right. You know? So I was like, oh, hell no. Yeah. I don't allow that shit. Right. Like, sometimes Joe will say it, but sometimes Joe will say the FA word, and I'll, whatever. Yeah. Like, I'll try to ignore it. But, like, when, you know, I know he's not really saying that. Like, there's a difference in a way. Like, he says it while he's playing the game. Afterwards, he doesn't really say it. Yeah. Whereas, if you're doing that intentionally and you don't think that this is hate speech, then dude, you have a huge problem. Yeah. And for him, I think it's more just kind of a casualness. It's not like he's intentionally saying, oh, you're flamboyant or you're gay. It's more just you're not manly, so therefore you're a bundle of sticks. Yeah. That casualness of it. Which still not very good. But yeah. It's not really it's not something you can recover from. If that's the way you think. Yeah. If that's the way you think, then fucking screw you. I'm surprised Twitch has not taken him down. Well, if he ever streamed again and used it, he probably would finally get kicked out of Twitch forever. I'm surprised YouTube has kept him up, to be honest. Yes. Like, but I don't think YouTube cares enough because. And then we'll get in our two last little bit pieces, tasty bits here, before we wrap this up, because we've already been going a long time on this book. No, I mean... Yeah. Well, I don't want you to cut up like a whole 2-hour thing. Anyways. Alright. We'll do relationship part because I completely forgot what the other part was. Mm-hmm. Alright. He's had... Well, I don't know his past, but publicly he's had two love interests. Okay. His first one was this streamer, YouTuber named Panda Lee. Mm-hmm. They messaged each other on YouTube Message. There's some speculation if she was over the age of 18 at the time. Oh. No. Worst case, Worst case, she was 17. No. No. Oh, it gets so much better, Jay. Oh, really? Yes. Tell me. Well, they were chatting, and then
I can't tell you how we got from point A to point B, but I'll tell you where we're from point B onwards. She ends up moving with him into Connecticut, or at least moving with him all the way over to Washington. So they're both in Washington.
What the fuck?
She's freshly 18, 19.
Ugh.
She's still a young.
Still young.
Still young.
Super young.
He would be probably going into his. He'd probably be about mid-30s.
Ugh. Oh. Mm-mm. Nope. 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 Nope.
They make it work. To some reports, she's not that positive of a woman. Granted, that was, but from what I've seen personally, just them two interacting,
Mm-hmm.
they seem to. Well, she seems to be nice to him.
Uh-huh. Right. Sure.
There are.
That's what they all say.
Yeah. There've been. She's been on his stream multiple times. It's kind of interacting, like as a background player in this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think one time she came home because she may have been starting her Etsy where she makes candles. I think is what she did.
Mm-hmm.
She was starting her Etsy and she would come home and there's this one pre-stream where DSP's on the stream camera and she comes in. She's like telling him about her day, normal boyfriend girlfriend stuff. But she's telling them all about where she had to go to get this like candle stuff, like wax or whatever. She's going throughout her day. Homeboy is just looking in the camera, and he's got a little goatee, and he's just like playing around with his goatee. He is not paying attention to a single word she is saying.
Wow.
He had more interest in his little goatee going on than what she's been telling him for like the last 2 to 3 minutes.
So he's just sitting there, just like completely ignoring what she's saying.
I'm sure it's getting into.
It goes in one ear, out the other.
It's going in, but it ain't saying. And that's one stream I've observed.
Okay.
See, there have been there is one time where he was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
He paused.
Yes.
And are you ready for this, Jay?
Uh-oh.
Take a deep breath. He paused to go say, I need to go wake up. Her name is Leanne. I need to go wake up Leanne because she needs to make me dinner.
Misogynist. This guy's a misogynist. The dude's Who fucking does that?
Exactly.
Dude. If I'm gonna take a break, I'll be like, guys, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna make me some food.
He knows how to make food. Like
I don't need someone to make it for me.
Clearly, he does. He wants.
What the fuck?
Clearly, he wants somebody to be there to make his food.
Oh no! Fuck that guy.
And she was also sick at the time.
Oh, double fuck that guy.
I don't know what. She probably had a cold or something. She went to go take a nap, and he's like, I need to go wake her up to make. He didn't say make us dinner, make me dinner.
He literally said that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of a misogynistic asshole thinks that's this guy clearly is just like, I'm gonna wake her up, get her to make me dinner. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
They were together for 2 to 3 years, for a long time. Don't quote me on how many years, but they were together for a good while. It was kind of at the point where you gotta marry her or dump her kind of point.
It was at the, okay, is she good enough to marry? I shouldn't even say that because that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean.
Well, to quote the movie The Bachelor, not the show, the movie The Bachelor starring Chris O'Donnell and Renee Zellweger, it's time to shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
That is a common phrase, but they use that in the sense of marriage in that movie.
Right.
It's in that state of point where you either shit or you have to get off the pot. So, and she's making jokes and putting a fake little metal ring around the fingers, oh look at my engagement ring, on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
She's making jokes like fake engagement rings. All right, Jay, you're gonna have to mentally prepare yourself for this.
Oh,
We're about to go on a magic carpet ride.
This is probably. I'm letting y'all know, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably going to be split up to like 3-4 parts, just because I want to test this format.
Fair enough. Well, there you go. You got a couple of good episodes out of this.
Right.
Right. Right. We're at the shit or get off the pot part of the relationship where you either get married or you break up.
Right.
Because that's the only way. Because it's either you stay
with her, or
stay a
done.
couple for like 10 years, and you never get married, or you dump her, or you finally do get married. Those are your options at that point. I think in her head she wants to either break up or get married. So I think those are our only options. There's no 10-year relationship and we get married eventually.
Like she's at the I'm gonna shit or I'm getting off that pot.
It's like she's still young. She's like, either stop wasting my time or let's do this.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, I don't blame her.
Anyway, she has a job, and I can tell you where. I forgot. I think it maybe. I want to. It's like maybe at a restaurant, or maybe like retail. I think it's retail.
Right.
She has like some kind of retail or restaurant job.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on that.
Right.
But one day, she has a horrible anxiety attack, in which probably all ties into my boyfriend doesn't want to marry me kind of thing that she's probably thinking about on a daily basis now.
Absolutely.
So she has a major anxiety attack. Her work calls him, and he's in the pre-stream, so he has to like stop his stream. To his credit, he does pick up the phone. He's like, "On my way," but from what he tells after that stream is ended, he calls. They call him saying they're going to the hospital with his girlfriend. I think he has a brief conversation with her, and they both he owns a BMW, which they both share. So I think he was like trying to figure out if he should just take a taxi to go get the car, and they take the car to the hospital, or just take a taxi to the hospital. Whatever, I don't know how they worked that out. But they briefly talked about that. So she goes to the hospital. They dope her up on like Xanax or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zoloft, just kind of mellow her out. But he gets to the hospital. The way he says is like, this hospital is like nobody cares about anything going on. Which, as if you ever been to a hospital, this wasn't like she was shot,
right?
Stabbed. She just had a severe anxiety attack. And just needed to go to bed and just be pumped full of sedative to rest.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, everything's cool. So it's not like the hospital was putting high priority on her.
Right.
It wasn't like she wasn't on any kind of watch. She was just needed a sedative and just needed to chill.
Right. It wasn't like she was having a heart attack or something.
Yeah. So he's going around acting like she got stabbed at work and now she's at the hospital. He's like asking, like trying to get these people to help him out, and they're all, like, well, they probably have a list of 10 to 20 people.
Right.
We go through and they're like, oh, she's here, and we got this going on, and like they're telling them, like he's like asking questions, and he keeps kind of getting a runaround, which is, even if it was me, I would expect that because.
Yeah.
There's no blood coming out of me or my significant others, so yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the doctor right away. You don't even get the doctor right away if you're getting bleeding.
Right. You're going to have the nurse unless it's like life-altering.
Yeah, the nurse already gave them... I think the nurse already gave her the pill or sedative when she got there, so they're just waiting for the effects to kick in. So
she's already been treated.
Yeah, she's already been treated. She's in the hospital.
Right.
The deal has been done. He's going around trying to go to nurses' stations, like tracking down people in the hallway, trying to figure something out. Mm-hmm. And they're all like, well, got other stuff going on, and I don't know. I'm not the doctor or the nurse on her assignment, because they do assign these things to different people. So it'd be like if somebody came up to you to ask about somebody else's computer that it's not in your list.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You don't
right.
know the status of that computer.
Right.
Because you only know the status of the list of the IT computers you got.
Right.
And if somebody's asking about another one, you're like, I don't know.
Right.
I'm not the person to ask about that. So he's getting a lot of that. It's like, I don't know. I'm not the person on. This is not assigned to me. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
And so he was getting frustrated at that. And like, I think he was like, hey, I think he was like bugging nurses to get her some food or something. And basically he's like, hey, we're in an emergency room. Like, chill out, bro. So he's getting a lot of that too.
Yeah.
And so he's getting frustrated at that. But then they did the rounds where they give the food, because that's how hospitals work. You don't get your food when you're hungry. You get food at certain times.
Right.
Because you try to feed a hospital full of 100,000 people at different times.
Right.
They're all just going to get their food at 5 p.m.
When they can.
Yeah, like at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever, and that's when you just get your food, and you just get conditioned to eat then, or they just come back and take your food. Because, like, they can't be like, oh, you're hungry now? Well, here's your food. Oh, you're hungry 4 hours from now? Here's your food. No,
Right. It's ain't a hotel.
Yeah, they feed you, it's like 3 hots and a cot.
Right.
It's essentially like jail. You get your food at certain times.
And that's it.
Yeah. And if you're hungry, then you'll eat. If not, then your food just goes away. But anyways, so they came in, I think it was like a turkey sandwich and jello or something. And he was like, what is this? And it's like, it's hospital food.
Yeah.
It ain't.
I don't even expect much from hospital food.
Hospitals are not known for their cuisine.
Right.
But anyways, and then I think since they already treated her, I think they didn't slip, they gave them the bill, because basically the treatment's done.
Right.
And so they gave him the bill, and he's like, and he made a big reduction. It's like, she's still on the bed, sedated, and they're like, here's the bill. It's like, well, yeah, we're done. You're done there.
We did what we needed to do. Yeah. She's fine.
As soon as she wakes up, they're gonna kick you out.
Yeah. So
here's the bill, and then he claims he never said it, but he pretty much did. He's like, next time, just give me this. Had the EMTs, which EMTs don't carry sedatives,
right?
Because they're only responsible for one thing, Jay, getting you from A to B without dying.
Right.
And that's all they're suited
Absolutely.
for. They're suited to stop your bleeding, to restart your heart, and to get your breathing going. You know, the major functions of your body.
Like the critical things that you need.
That's all their function, like EpiPens. That's all they have.
Right, basically.
Like, so, but he's like, the EMTs can just give her the pill and don't charge us next time. Like, the EMTs don't have sedatives or Zoloft's or whatever.
No. Come on.
They'd have to go to the hospital to get that.
Right.
So, but yeah, he was waiting. So that happens, and he just makes a whole big deal about it. About how she went to the hospital for anxiety problem, and then basically, big ups to her. She's like, I think one night she came in, and he was on his free stream. She came in and it's like, hey, I'm going out. And he's like, hey, you gonna be back in time for dinner? And she's like, I don't know. And he was like, I remember the conversation, but I don't remember it. But he's like, well, have fun. But it's like, are you gonna be back for dinner? And she's like, well, I guess. And he's like, oh, cool, I'll see you for dinner then. And then she just left, and then left.
Like she was done.
Yeah. Well,
she left and never came back.
Yeah. And from all accounts, she seems to be doing a lot better on social media now. But yeah, she just left and into the night.
Damn.
They're done. And then so cut to, I think it was 2019. It's a year maybe after the end of this relationship. He's living a solo life in his condo in Washington State. And then he starts chatting with this girl named Kat off, can't remember if it was Twitter or whatever. And then he was being real secretive about it. And then he was like, oh, I have a girlfriend. And, oh, she's moving in.
Like, hey, guys, I have this girlfriend, okay, and she's moving in, okay. And everyone's like, hold on, wait, what happened between meeting this girl and now what?
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
It took some deep diving just to find out the story before she moved across. I think she was in the Midwest, so she moved across the country just to come live with him.
Wow.
And then I think they were girlfriend boyfriend in his place for a while, and then he had another charity stream, or another stream marathon to raise. I think it was the $5,000 one I mentioned earlier.
5,000.
Yeah.
Good
it
Lord.
was to beat the taxes, quote unquote. But really, what happened was, they ended up going to see his quote dying parents, end quote. Not that
They weren't dying.
Not that I can tell. They're just dying of old age. They're 60 something. They're slowly dying. But he wanted to go to Connecticut to see his family, see his parents before he died, and more sympathetic to that, I cannot be, you know me, you know my situation.
Right.
I get that part. Here's what he didn't mention was his parents were paying for him to fly out to Connecticut, and then he just got married.
Huh?
The ruse was he was visiting his dying parents. He was really just going to Connecticut to get married. And his parents paid for it in their honeymoon, and he just pocketed the cash, whatever cash he got.
Wait. So you're telling me this motherfucker.
Yes.
Raised what, $5,000?
I don't think he reached $5,000.
But he was asking for it.
Yeah, he was asking for about $5,000.
So on top of that, instead of going to see his quote unquote dying parents in Connecticut, his parents supposedly paid for him to get married.
Paid to fly him out to Connecticut to get married.
So they paid for his plane ticket.
Yeah, him and his wife, girlfriend at the time, future wife.
And the honeymoon.
Yes, which I think was also in Connecticut, but...
What the fuck? Why do you... What? What kind of Tell me this is illegal in some case.
Well... It's his...
Come on!
It's his parent, it's...
What kind of bullshit is that?
Bad bullshit.
That's so dumb, Sean.
Yes, it is.
It's dumb. Tell me it ain't dumb.
It is very much dumb.
Good Lord. Hey guys, listen, thank y'all for donating. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Goes off, gets married. Hi guys, listen, I'm married now.
Basically,
what?
He left and he's like, he didn't mention he was gonna get. He didn't
tell anyone on stream.
Not until he came back with a wedding ring and he had wedding pictures.
Why are people assholes?
I don't know.
Come on.
In theory, the rumor is that basically they don't even sleep in the same bed. Because she works part-time and also works part-time. She works part-time in some retail shop.
Mm-hmm.
Kohl's-esque kind of place.
Okay.
Furniture, wear, whatever.
Yeah.
She works part-time retail, so I think she's off Saturdays, and that's the day they spend together, even though sometimes he streams Saturdays. But yeah, so the rumor is they don't sleep in the same bed, probably because he's up till
all hours of the night.
Yeah, all hours of the night, drunk tweeting at 2 in the morning or whatever his time.
What an asshole! Seriously, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
If I'm getting married, if I'm married to somebody, number one, I'm going to be sleeping in the same bed with them.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, Like, here's the thing about that. Say you and I get famous, and all of a sudden, I find someone, and you find someone.
Right.
I would hope that I could include them in the life that I have.
To be fair, he did do that, and
it backfired.
It backfired. A lot of the trolls making fun of her, and I don't think she particularly liked the streaming anyway. So, to be fair, he did try to include her, but it did backfire.
Yeah, but I mean, at least I would try to involve her in. I would involve that person in my life as much as I could. Same as I would, if I try to involve myself in their life,
Right.
and it is shameful for someone like that to just fucking. How do you think that is even remotely cool? If that rumor is true that they sleep in a separate bed, come on, man.
Yeah. And to be fair, some married couples sleep in different beds for different reasons, like your sleep apneas and your light sleepers, heavy sleepers, kind of thing. So it's not like out of the room of possibility, but basically it's like, if you're sleeping in different beds, then yeah,
his pattern does not add up.
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of people have been saying, and if you tell them like, hey, this and this and this don't make sense, then you're a detractor. You're just trying to stifle his growth. And that's what the other part of this was. He recently revealed that he could have done a sponsor ad for Raid Shadow Legend because it's Raid Shadow Legend.
Yeah.
Who on YouTube you don't know who hasn't done that?
I've seen so many people play that.
Yeah.
Or sponsor it.
Yeah. They throw money at everybody.
Right.
Apparently, he was recently revealed in his words that he was given a chance to have that sponsor ad, but he, quote, didn't want to sell out, end quote. Actually, the quote still. He didn't want to, quote, sell out and, I guess, pitch this shitty mobile game, end quotes. Yeah, you can taste the irony on that one, can't you?
Yeah. It would be one thing if the dude didn't really play mobile games that much to begin with.
Yeah, well, he says he doesn't play a bunch of mobile games.
Uh-huh.
But
says the person who spent $80,000 possibly on WWE champions.
Yeah, he claims that it's a troll account, that isn't him, but people have pretty much proven that it's him.
Like, dude, I haven't even played a WWE 2K game.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And then
come on.
To add to the evidence that it is him, a lot of people use the Line app, the chat app Line, which is really big in Japan. They use the Line app to communicate.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I know that one.
To communicate with, I guess, different people in your faction for this WWE mobile game.
Mm-hmm.
And when you sign up for a Line app, like all other things, when you sign up, it has double authentication.
Two-factor, yeah.
Yeah, two-factor authentication. You sign in through your email or your phone number,
mm-hmm.
and then it sends a code to your device so you can
log in.
Yeah, authenticate it and log in.
Right.
And people are pointing this out to him on his last stream, the $1,250 stream. They're pointing out to him, I think in the pre-stream or in the stream, that when you do the lineup, you get this code, and that's how you log in. And he was playing dumb. It's like, well, you get a code. Well, what do you do with that code? Like, you log in. And
you use the code that's texted to you to log in.
Yeah, and he's saying
depending on what app it is, he even pushes it to you, and you enter it and log in. Like, come on.
Yeah,
don't play dumb.
And he has an Apple phone. I think that's on the record. He has an Apple phone,
mm-hmm.
so he has that little function that we all have now, where which is the best function ever, where it sends you code and it just gives you the
like fills it in automatically.
Yeah, it fills it in, gives you the code.
I like that. I do like that.
It is the best thing ever invented. But he was playing dumb, and it's like, oh, somebody made his account because his number was public information a while ago.
Bullshit.
It got doxxed by us. I think Google when he made his business, they made a Google thing and it had his phone number. And so he just said, he's claiming that somebody made this account because they just knew what his phone number was, and it doesn't prove anything. But they were all like, hey, you need the code to log in to use the damn thing. And he was like, what code? And so
he's fucking lying.
Yeah.
He's fucking lying, and the audience knows he's fucking lying.
Yeah, and that's what...
Oh my god, that's just the sad part about it.
Yeah, it's
just wow.
He's like, what do you do with the code? And everybody and their mom was like, people are like having to type in, like, people are like tipping like $1 to type in. It's like, well, you used the code to authenticate the account.
So they're tipping him as they're trying to tell him,
why?
Like, they have to tip him to tell him, hey.
I guess to like get his information, because
get him to pay attention.
Yeah, they have to tip him to get his attention.
Notifications and whatnot. Yeah, like the little stream alerts.
Yeah, they're like, hey, this is why. This
dumbass.
Is like the code is to help you get in the account. And
he's playing dumb.
Yeah,
he's playing dumb. He's playing dumb to get money.
Yeah, well,
of course.
And to get people off his back about the WWE Champions account.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yep, and so...
Fuck that guy. That guy can... You know why we aren't as popular as we are? It's because of assholes like these people we have covered.
True. I think...
and even if we became as famous as these people have become, I would hope that we would never get to these levels.
Yeah. And that's what some people were talking about. Like, if you get to a certain point where you're making that kind of money, sometimes it does change your content, but sometimes, you just keep making the same content. Some people just keep making the same content. They're just better off behind the scenes. I think they compared the Ace family to Jenna Marbles, who's been on YouTube forever.
Yeah.
I don't personally watch her still, but they basically was like, she's still making the same kind of content, relatable content she was when she was first started on YouTube, and as opposed to Ace family, who started off with what it's like to have two young kids, and now it's like, oh my god, my grass isn't in time. My grass isn't in my mansion fast enough.
So sad. It's so sad.
Yep.
It's sad. These type of people are part of the reasons why we're not where we are.
Well,
we could be.
Well, they're also just products of the YouTube
algorithm. Yeah.
Because all their videos are that 10-minute link where you can put roll ads.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are longer that way, because it's not about how many views you get, it's about interaction and length and interaction and watch time. And so that's what YouTube feeds. So they feed into the algorithm. That way they can get the new subscribers, and YouTube is mainly sponsor friendly, and all these people make content that's other than DSP, but as I told you, he makes all his money through his fans.
Yeah.
But the Ace family and Myka and Jim Stauffer, they make their money off of being advertiser friendly.
Yeah. Or as we like to call it, the Google money.
And DSP also had Google money at one point. Do you want to hear that story?
Uh-oh.
Do you want to hear the story, Jim?
Tell me.
All right. As you know, when you make a YouTube account, you have an AdSense account.
Correct.
To get that Google money.
Correct. Get that Google money.
Well, he had his AdSense account,
Uh-huh.
and the moment it was approved, he started on his video saying, click the ads to get more in it, I can get more interaction and more money out of his AdSense. You sign because I think you know what's coming next.
Oh no.
For those not in the know, it's improper and against the AdSense code of conduct to ask people to interact with the ads that are around your video, because that goes against their policy. So therefore, he had his AdSense banned.
Good.
Great.
Fuck that guy.
So none of his stuff is AdSense. If it is, he's using somebody else's AdSense account.
What the fuck, man?
But yeah, so
Fuck
the
that guy.
moment he had it, he was already like, oh, I want people to interact with it so I can get more money, because his YouTube used to be he had a camera in front of the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and he would play on his PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, and he would videotape the screen, and he would hear him off screen, and he would just cut those into 10-minute chunks. And that's how his YouTube channel was before he started getting the capture card with, say, 2013, 2015, when he started like capturing.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, and that's when he started doing the webcam and all that. But yeah, he was still much on the video camera pointing at the screen as he played video games when he started doing his AdSense, and then immediately he just got kicked out.
Good. Fuck that guy.
Because yeah, it is a policy, because it's against policy to be like, hey, interact with whatever ad you see on this channel to give me that Google money.
I tell people, like, listen, if y'all feel like y'all want to donate to me, great.
Yeah.
If you don't, all you got to do is share. Sharing is free.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if it gets attention, that's fine with me. If it gets money, awesome.
Right.
Like, I think people just, it's sad. It's sad that people want this.
Yeah. Well, he's very much a person. DSP is very much a person who wants this. Like,
It's sad.
It's never enough.
Like, the people we have covered are just horrible.
Yeah. Makes you feel better about your life, huh?
Yeah, it does.
You're not $100,000 in credit card debt.
Nope, just student loans.
And you didn't spend $40,000 on your video games.
No.
Or,
if I had $40,000 to spend, I would get a pretty good car.
Yep. Yep. You didn't spend.
It's like amazing, but pretty good.
You didn't spend $40,000 on your phone, did you?
No. I spent $1,100, but it's paid off, and it's mine.
There you go. Yep.
Like, come on.
Well.
Wow.
Now you feel better about your life, Jay.
Yes.
You didn't give back a kid who had autism after 3 years. You don't worry about your moving from one mansion to another and making people think you're relatable.
Relatable.
Because, like, man, my trees aren't in yet.
Oh my God.
And you also don't have a horrible personality and a horrible gambling addiction.
Nope.
So at least you got that going on.
As of this recording, we're recording on a Tuesday. No, Monday, sorry. I can't read calendars. And Sunday, I turned 34. And I asked myself, the fuck have I done with my life? The answer is, not what these assholes have done.
Yep. Yep. I'd say, like, I think most of them are probably under the age of 34, as DSP is over the age of 34. But I can tell you, Jay, without a shout out, you've probably done more with your life than DSP has in his 39 years.
Yeah.
Because you may not think it, but you at least have impacted people's lives. You're good at what you do. You have a passion for what you do. And we all had that look back at what the hell did we do in our lives moment. But as I think about it, it's like, I don't look back at what I've done with my life. I look back at what I'm doing with my life currently. If I'm happy, that's all I need. If I ain't happy, then I'll change that.
Fair enough.
And that goes to y'all too. Don't think about what you've done with your life up till now at your 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on. Your big markers in life where you sit there and you try to think about what you've done. Just think about, am I happy now? Am I making enough where I can go to bed full every night and then I can wake up and have freedom to do what I want on my time to myself and my me time. If you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm doing okay for myself, or I'm looking in the mirror and it's like, I'm happy with you, then I think you're doing pretty good with your life.
Yeah.
Give when you can, help when you can, but you are the most important thing in your life. Nobody's going to take care of you. Nobody's going to look after you. You have people who check in with you, and there are people who do want to take care of you. But at the end of the day, you got to look yourself in the mirror, and you got to be happy with the person you are. So just look at yourself in the mirror, and if you can say that you're good with who that person is, then you're solid. So you matter. You're solid, and if you can be not happy doing what you're currently doing, then take a leap of faith, jump, and see what happens. Because the worst thing is that you're going to be back to where you were. So never be afraid to try. Just be happy with who you are and what you do.
Life advice from Sean Waldraven.
Yeah. And I always wanted to do this. Jay?
Yes.
What a 5 fingers say to the face.
Oh, goddamn. I even blocked it too.
Slap.
You proud of yourself?
Yep.
Okay.
There.
All right. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. It's probably been split up into 4 or 5. Who knows?
Talked for a good while about everything.
Nearly 2 hours. Ow,
Damn it.
God damn it.
I didn't get all that.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to find us on YouTube at thepixelguys.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram with the same handle, The Pixel Guys with a Z, because we're weird like that.
Man, nobody else has thought of that name yet.
Exactly. So, until next time,
I am the Pixel Guy Show.
I am Jay Jones, and we are the Pixel Guys.